and welcome to game number 2 of this best of 3 that will decide who will go to the LAN finals to join Alliance, Virtus Pro and Quantic in Kiev. It is iCCup or 4FC. They are number 8 and number 9 in the rankings. The reason that it dropped so low is that Navi, they are in China, KP can't make it, Mousesports can't make it, Roxkiss can't make it. So these two teams are up next, and these two teams have even standings, and even though 4FC have beat iCCup in the group stages, they are gonna battle it out over a best of 3, with game number 1 already taken by iCCup very convincingly. Let's see if 4FC can make it to a third game, or if they're gonna be knocked out in a 2-0. Of course, with me is Kanaz, my co-caster for today. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
So, we have seen a lot of Weavers up on iCCup. Is Weaver female or male?
Is Weaver female
I
male?
always thought he was male.
I mean, I would go with male.
But how do you know? Because he doesn't talk. Oh, actually he does, doesn't he?
He does talk, yeah. That's why I would go with male. I don't know.
Okay, well, I kind of forgot that he actually talked. But it's because, like, it's a bug. Doesn't really have genitals or something. I mean, all the lady characters have big boobs, so you wouldn't be able to mistake those. But Weaver, you know. Oh well. Weaver banned out, though. They found a recipe. There's also a Shadow Demon ban out, so that's gonna be maybe a bit troublesome for 4FC. I'm kind of curious to see if they pick up the Marana or the Kunkka earlier on, as of course, I mean, the previous game didn't really work out with one of those, with neither of those two pickups. They have to face a Treant Protector, though. They banned him out in the first game, but now we'll have to face that one.
Yeah, and this time, so I think we're gonna have it. It's definitely a hero that most teams don't want to play against that often, but maybe they're just a little bit more afraid of the Weaver that Jackal has been using to great effect recently.
Yeah, the only thing they can do right now is what we have seen often is if there's a Treant Protector, like Treant Protector normally makes sure that the solo lanes of that team are won, purely by the living armor, of course. But if 4FC is able to run an aggressive tri-lane against them, and even though they might not be able to win that, but at least make it a wash, they would force living armor on the tri-lane all the time, meaning that the other two solo lanes won't have any help. And if they make sure that they have the better hand in those solo lanes, then they will be looking good. But the question is, do they actually get the heroes that they can aggressive tri-lane with? They are able to pick up the Lone Druid again. We still have the Weave or the Kunkka and the Marana in, though, and I'm thinking iCCup is gonna ban out those two once again.
It's certainly possible they could ban those two heroes out. They don't have the Shadow Demon this time that they might want to pair it with, so maybe they're a little bit less afraid of that, but Kunkka's a very powerful hero for harassing and lane, and even with the living armor, having that splash hitting you constantly is typically pretty good at forcing you back, or at least making you play a little bit more cautious because you're always a little bit lower on HP. I don't know. They could ban those out again if they're just worried that they don't want to give 4FC any heroes that they're particularly comfortable with. Maybe force them to pick some things they're not used to again, and hope that, like last game, they just never really get a groove going for their team.
Yep, and we see the Enigma. Now we have seen the ban of Enigma in the previous game. 4FC was also doing their homework apparently, but iCCup ran it. We are maybe still seeing a Lich with this, though. We have seen a couple of games that had and a Lich and an Enigma, so kind of curious to see if they're going to do that again, as iCCup is actually banning out setup heroes, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Bane ban out as well, considering Shadow Demon and Rubik Bane all have that same kind of core ability in terms of setting things up for in lane, mostly aggressive tri-laning stuff. Vengeful Spirit is also one of those, though, so maybe they will still be able to do something there. But yeah, Enigma, we have seen it run in the mid lane before. I'm not sure if that was actually iCCup that did that. We've seen him in the off lane. And we actually have a Lich ban by iCCup, so still the Bane in the pool if 4FC wants to try and use that.
Yeah, they can try and run a Bane here if they would like. I don't know if that's a hero that they're particularly used to playing. I think they go with like stuff like Shadow Demon and Rubik,
yeah,
Lina, stuff like that more often, the more aggressive supports, whereas Bane usually ends up playing more against a particular hero, and iCCup don't have any of those heroes that Bane's really good against, Lifestealer, Lone Druid, for example. I don't know, they could certainly go with that. if they want to pick up a Bane just for a setup, because Shadow Demon and Rubik are both out of the pool already, and if they wanted to go with something like Lina or Leshrac later on in the draft, Bane could certainly be a powerful pickup right here.
Yeah, we still have the Kunkka and the Moran in the pool as well, but they actually both need a kind of a setup hero, whichever that will be. So, curious to see what 4FC is going to go to. As, well, 3 supports banned out by iCCup. They also need support still for themselves though, at least one of them. Train Protector, we're going to assume that it's a support. In theory, he can go on the offlane as well, but we're going to assume that he is going to be played as a support, and that leaves iCCup to still need and a support as well. So maybe they want to have the Bane for themselves. There's the Vengeful Spirit. So I mentioned her as one of the also the setup stuns, and you said like they are more of the aggressive setups, which is of course Shadow Demon and Rubik, but Vengeful Spirit is a lot more aggressive than the Bane, at least, if you can compare the two. So they did go for the aggressive setup, which was the Vengeful Spirit that was still in. So might still have a Mirana or a Kunkka. Let's see which one of the two they do, or if they just completely do something else and just make me look like a fool.
Yeah, I think Venge is a lot more their style play than maybe the Bane really is. I really can't even think of a time I've seen Forts play Bane. I'm sure it's happened. I feel like it has to have happened, but I can't think of a time. Venge feels more like what I'm expecting from them, and definitely a powerful hero. Gives them some minus armor. They could end up running a minus armor strat off this. Not that I expect. They could also go with something more aura-y oriented, or just pick up Venge just because.
Just because they can.
Just because he was there, or she was there rather.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, the Aura Lone Druid, if they go for Beastmaster, still, they could put Bad Rider in the jungle and then go for Beastmaster still, and then you have got your Aura set up. Maybe even a Luna would do the same thing. Still, not really those aggressive carries that we're used to, though. Enchantress will be the pickup for 4FC first. They know that there is only one hero left to ban out for iCCup, as iCCup themselves secure themselves the Puck and the Gyrocup. So the Puck, of course, we saw it in the previous game. It works out great. He's just a very solid mid-hero, and Resolution definitely playing it properly as well. So that's going to be something that 4FC is going to have to care about. Gyrocups are also one of those carries that Jackal can easily play. And I mean, they have their cores ready right now, so 4FC, they only need to ban out one support. If that's indeed what they are going to do, because in theory, they could still pick up their own jungle hero, iCCup that is. I mean, Nature's Prophet is still in the pool as well as a Chen. So who knows. And if they go for a Chen, you've got an Enigma and Chen. So Eidolons and Chen creeps. You're going to be able to push fairly fast.
Yeah, I think they are maybe thinking about putting this Enigma in the jungle. It's also possible they could just run Enigma off lane and use Train Protector. Yeah, they want to, and try and go for something a little bit more aggressive that way. Just for pushing in the with the Enigma, with the Chen, but like there's a lot of push that can come up for FC right now too, with the Enchantress, with the Lone Druid, and potentially whatever else they end up picking up. They do have like a somewhat aura strat going on with the Enchantress as well. It helps towards that because you have those creeps with you whenever you're pushing, and those creeps have auras. Well, most of the bigger ones have an aura associated with them. Pushing power coming out from both, and then who knows what's going to go on. Both teams just going to push into each other, maybe get some base race action going on.
Yeah, I think there should be a mod. There was on, I believe on Reddit, a post that there was a mod in Dota 2 that will turn on the root Sandstorm if you epicenter on Sand King.
5 seconds.
And someone said there should be one for Hammer Time, stop Hammer Time if Chrono
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Went off. And I actually want a mod that will, every time there's an Enigma that goes into the jungle, will say the Enigma in the jungle thing from the Dota 2 reporter guy, and will say stuff with the Rubik, and will say stuff with the Tusk and stuff. That will say all that kind of stuff. Dazzle. And Bane. Sorry, it's just fun. I'm hoping you've seen those. You have seen those. I'm saying that. I'm saying it often. The Dota 2 reporter man.
I don't watch those.
Oh
I've
my
never seen
god!
those.
Oh my god! I'm gonna link it to you. You're gonna have tons of fun.
Okay.
They're
Alright.
really funny. They are just really. That means that if I pretend to be the Tusk, then you won't know what I'm talking about. That's really sad. If the Tusk
Yeah,
was
but-
gonna get picked up, I would have copied
Yep,
that.
no one's going to pick Tusk, so it's okay.
It's a shame. It's a shame though. It is an Alchemist, by the way, for 4FC. Kind of surprised about that. But we'll see how it ends up working out. With the Lifestealer still in the pool, picked up by iCCup. Lifestealer up against Alchemist is going to be the battle of bashes, I think. The first one to get a basher will be having a good time. And let's see what iCCup can do with this. I kind of like iCCup's lineup, but they also have a lineup that requires certain situations. They've got a bit of a combo wombo style thing going on, while 4FC is a bit more well-rounded, I think.
Yeah, iCCup have a lot of AoE disables, effectively. If they catch you with any of them, it's not too difficult to catch you with the rest. Puck, if you get the Dream Coil on a couple heroes, that leaves you pretty much stuck in a position where you're all going to get Black Gold. If you get caught with an Overgrowth, you can get Black Gold, you can get Dream Coils very easily. So, it's not the hardest to set up. It's not like they're relying completely on Black Hole to catch them for a team fight. They do have those other two spells. And then if call down Cannon from Jack, to do a lot of AoE damage on top of it.
Yeah, you have a bit of a robotic thingy behind your voice, so I'm not quite sure what's up with that. But if you want to either recall or restart Skype, which one do you want to do?
I'll restart Skype.
Okay, and then I'll call you back in a sec. Or call me back, I'll accept. I'll see it when it happens. And while that's going on, I will tell you like what you're actually watching, because I see someone in the chat asking for it as well. So, it is Alliance, Quantic, and Virtus Pro that will be the three teams that are already set to go to Kiev. Now, Na'Vi can't be there because they are in China. Mousesports can't be there. We don't know why, but they can't. Roxkiss can't be there. KP can't be there. And then we have the number 8 and 9, which are 4FC and iCCup on even scores. And they are fighting it out in the best out of 3 because they both can be there. And they want to be there. But they need to win this best out of 3 to be able to be there. And that is going to be the one thing that this best out of 3 will decide. So iCCup is one game ahead, 4FC. They need to win this game to force out a game number 3 and then still win that game to be able to go to Kiev. While iCCup, they just want to end it right now. And be happy that if they are indeed winning this, they will be going to Kiev, but then they will also be in time for their next match today, which is going to be up against Roxkiss for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, which I'm casting as well. So, but yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, hopefully it's better.
For now, yes. I hope so too.
That's good.
So, we have a bit of an aggression movement coming up from iCCup. They're already backing out of the enemy jungle. They placed one ward up the high ground here that is there. Like, I can't really tell because I'm not that high level of a support, but there is one place right here that you can, like, there's a couple of places on this edge that you can place the ward on, but there's only one of those couple of places that will actually block the camp. So we're gonna see if this is the right spot to do it at, and if that is actually gonna be the one to block the camp for the enchanters, which will of course be a big nuisance to the enchanters. For iCCup though, we have always want to fly up in the jungle. Probably Enigma is his hero for right now. Weejazik playing the Treant Protector on the top lane. Looks like we're gonna have an off lane Lifestealer played by Mag. Mid lane goes away Resolutions Puck, no surprise there, as we are seeing Jackal on a carry once again. This time it is the Gyrocopter.
Yep, and for 4FC, we are going to have Krilly in the mid lane actually on Lone Druid.
Awesome.
Blomberg going to be bottom lane on Batrunner, and then their top lane, their tri lane will be Enchantress played by Boomski for Bomb. The stand-in, Karake, going to be on the Vengeful Spirit, and finally Stringbee playing the Alchemist.
Yeah, and of course for people wondering, Karake is actually the person that would also be in Kiev, as Matrim cannot make it, so it is Karaki that would be joining them in Kiev if 4FC wins this best of 3, so that's why he's standing in here right now as well. Of course, they want to be able to win with the roster that they would be in Kiev with. And, well, right now they're not really on the right path. They need to win. Otherwise, they're out. And even if they win, they're not really in yet either. So let's see if they can do it. So we have a Puck versus a Lone Druid. Opinion? Or, sorry, thoughts?
Thoughts? I don't know. Lone Druid, we don't see him in the mid too often. That's because most of these other mid heroes can just kind of harass him out of lane pretty effectively. A hero like Puck is just going to spam spells, and Lone Druid can't really do the same. At least not until he gets level 5, and then he can try and entangle. But Puck, like, even if you entangle Puck, you can just stay shift.
Yeah, we've got Blomberg by the way. He bought boots so he can get away from that Rocket Rush real fast, but it still did quite a bit of damage to him here on this bottom lane. Jackal versus Blomberg 1 versus 1-ish. Of course, Musik is around there. He's not really gonna show himself on the lane. Ooh, look at that. Free gold. If Blomberg gets this, that would be really nice for him. To just stop Musik from getting those levels and get some extra gold for himself. In comes Jackal though, he might be able to do something as well. Flackenin will help out, but Blomberg still takes most of the creep, so really nicely done for him. He is level 3 right now. A bit higher level than the Gyrocopter, who's also level 3, but the experience difference is there. And that's nice. Musik still level 1. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, just trying to take that experience.
Oh,
Is
but look at this. Hey, Strund always want to fly. Here comes a Malefice if he wants to. He doesn't have the fly just yet. He can't fly away. 3 seconds. He is gonna go down. Like, this is the first blood right there. No hope for him. First blood goes to Jackal's homing missile.
Yeah, it's a good rune to get with the Enigma, just chase them down. And fortunately, because he had to use the Firefly to steal the creeps, use it to escape.
Yep. I'm just thinking like that almost looked like a scene from the Dota2 reporter man, but yeah, like you haven't seen that, so I can't do that. Damn, you should still see that. So fun. Mag might be having some trouble. Here comes a net. Stun getting charged up, but the rage is still gonna be there. And that's gonna be another stun coming off from Boomski. Is there enough damage though? I don't think so. No net, no new net just yet. Oh my god, that rhymed. Might be turning into a push though. I mean, if you have those skeletons, they do a lot of damage. And it looks like we are gonna see Boomski sticking around here. We'll probably make skeletons. There we go. And that's gonna be the start of a pretty heavy push. But also gonna be the start of Mag getting some extra solid experience, though he hasn't been starved for experience at all. Like, he's level 3. Alchemist, of course, level 4, bit higher level there. Level 3 on the supports here as well. Already some living armor to save Mag here should something happen. But I think that 4FC is just gonna go for the tower.
Yeah, they're gonna try their best to take down the tower, which is not surprising. If Mag gets a little overzealous with his defense, they might go in and try and force him back.
Yeah, and they're actually
But
using...
I don't think...
oh.
Yeah, I don't expect them to actually commit to that kill. It's pretty difficult for them to get with this tri-lane, which is what made Lifestealer a pretty good pick up there with that last pick. Actually kind of surprising Lifestealer made it all the way to last pick without being banned or picked or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked out well. Now he's pretty resilient against the tri-lane that they have here.
And
FC.
the thing is though, like, we already see it. Like, if you take the tower down to half HP, that's not enough. 4FC has to now really commit to this tower if they want to actually make that push work. Because otherwise there will be the living armor that will just heal up again. Mag will try to just last hit while it's going on. There goes the fortification. The stun still goes up on Mag. He has to be careful, sending in the acid spray as well, of course. Losing some armor as he does. I mean, it still will be the tower to go down, probably in the end. Maybe Mag can get in for the deny though. It looks like he's trying to. Karake has to be careful, and that's gonna be... Oh, the living armor actually heals it up again, Mag. Is he still gonna try and deny it? He can't, because it's living armored. In comes the stun, getting charged up. Come on, hit the tower. No, not hit the tower. Yes, hit the tower. No, that's gonna be maybe a kill. He stuns himself. Mag might be able to get a kill. This is a weird fight. If you can call it a fight. That tower...
Like the Benny Hill theme playing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Mag, trouble. There is no mana yet up on the Vengeful, and he will get a kill here as well. That's gonna be one kill. In the meantime, Puck goes down to Lone Druid in the mid lane, so they do get something as well. On the other side of the map, there's living armor up on the Lifestealer. And Blomberg's Nature's Attendance already ended. I mean, this is a tower that will be healed back up.
Yeah, it's already out of deny range. That's one of the other real benefits of living armor, is that if you don't get a tower down, and it's particularly hard early because you don't do a lot of damage to go through the armor, it's just going to be a half health plus by the next time you get close.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, mid lane kill going the way of Krilly, but Krilly is in a lot of trouble right now as well. He is going to be able to make it out. Always Wanna Fly came in there. As Always Wanna Fly, actually, there was a voice animation between Enigma and Puck, kind of interesting. But I didn't hear it properly because I only came into the last half of it. It's a shame. But yeah, Always Wanna Fly sitting around. He is level 5, so no black hole just yet. Krilly sitting at 27 to 13, 20 to 11 for resolution, so Krilly getting the better of this. I think he already has more farm than he had previous game 20 minutes in. Boom! That was flame. I know. I'm sorry.
He had a tough game last game. The fact that he's doing better this game is really important. Resolution getting entangled again, jeez. Oh, he almost died, but he's going to be able to get away because he can't commit to that. He wasn't expecting to get entangled, and even if he did, probably isn't getting the kill. But he's had a decent time against Pug. He's hitting Pug pretty heavily just because Bear does damage. But yeah, things are okay for 4FC this game, even if they are behind a kill.
Yeah, Tower already back to half HP again. Here comes the hate train again though. Maybe they can get a kill this time. Mag is not there just yet. He is walking back to top. He has got his phase boots. He is, by the way, level 7, while Alchemist is level 5. And this is starting to get a very dangerous life stealer. Resolution comes in as well. He does have his Dream Coil. Gets it up on 3. TP's coming in as well. Open wounds up on Strangby. He is going to be a one to drop there as well, as the rest also not able to get away, or at least maybe Enchantress can run. We did see the Venge dying as well, and Boomski just running for his life. This will be a tier 1 going down on the side of 4FC on the top lane. 4 people here to help out. I don't even think they were all 4 needed, but Jackal coming in with that cooldown, Dream Coil. I mean, the combination just was there. They would have even had a black hole should it still be needed to take someone down, but...
Yeah, but now they keep that tower alive and they push immediately back the other way, and they're going to be able to take this tier 1 in return, so they don't lose a tower unless mid goes down, but it's still above half health and tree armor.
Yeah, that tree armor, like... You can't hope to really chip down a tree. You have to take it, or you don't. You can't really say, oh, we do some damage, it's nice. It will help out in the end. It won't. But they do get the tier 1 tower middle, so that's good news for 4FC. And that's an important strategic point as well for iCCup. Even though, of course, the tier 1 tower is pretty important for 4FC as well, creating some more safety inside their own jungle, keeping the control, which is kind of now gone. But it also, in a way, it helps Strangby a little bit. He has now a bit of a longer lane to farm in. And it kind of helps out for him, if he indeed wants to continue just now for now farming instead of pushing, which I think he should be doing, because otherwise he's gonna drop behind so fast. We have already got the net worth very high in favor of Jackal, who of course got 2 kills already. And I mean, Lone Druid is not doing bad, but it's not gonna be well, Lone Druid is done later than Jackal is. Jackal is going to be able to be in fights earlier as Mag finds himself vengeful. Vengeful TPs herself out. That's going to be the right action right there. Mag level 8. It's trouble.
Yeah, it's really just the difference between Gyrocopter and Lone Druid, is that Gyrocopter can do a lot of damage with relatively few items. Lone Druid needs quite a few to hit hard.
Exactly. We've got the Bat Rider, by the way. He's building towards a Blink Dagger. He's almost there. That will be a bit of a change of pace for 4FC. They might be able to get some more control with that. I mean, they can't expect... Normally you have a solo mid that creates that mid-game dominance, but that's not going to be happening in this case. It's going to be the Bat Rider that has to do that, and he has to do that with his Blink Dagger. So let's see if they can do something now that they find it. They have to be careful, though, because there is a black hole waiting around the corner as well from Always Wanna Fly. And living armor just makes any kind of gank that you want to try and do, it makes it almost impossible. Well, it just makes it a lot harder. Let's not say impossible.
Yeah, they can either choose to try and focus down the Enigma, and if you pull Enigma with Lasso and you don't get the kill, typically you lose the fight because suddenly Enigma's in the middle of your entire team, and you'll get black holed immediately. I don't know. Right here, they're gonna go for something here.
Yep, and they blink in, they get Jackal. Where's the disable? Is there another follow-up stun? Yes, there is. Here comes the Central Ward just in case. Cooldown comes down, but there is a Dream Coil up on the 2 supports. Everybody trying to run. That's 1 down. That's gonna be 2 down. Nature's Attendants trying to keep Boomski up, but it doesn't work anymore. Blomberg looking to flee, looking to hide. He doesn't have mana to blink, but he doesn't need it either. iCCup. They lose their Gyrocopter for 2 supports. I think 4FC made a good trade here. They forced out a lot of TPs as well. I mean, they lost their 2 supports. Okay, maybe they're gonna lose the tower. Never mind that. That wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're in a position you can try and go for a tower trade, but they are distracted. Like, because of the lane it's in, they're losing a tower that's relatively unimportant in the tier 1 in this bottom lane. Like, it some control maybe towards the rush pit, but they still have the mid one. But they drew them out of mid lane, they drew them out of top lane, and that's giving time for their carries to farm.
Yeah, right. Tower does go down. Enigma getting the gold for that. He is going for a fast mechanism by the looks of it. Only needs the recipe. And he almost has that as well, by the way. Just about 300 gold, and he is done with that. We haven't got the Blink Dagger. Okay. Alchemist just committed suicide. Mag?
Yeah, I was watching. So Mag chased him down, almost got the kill. His rage was about to end, and the Alchemist was charging a stun, and ports were coming, so he infested
Ah,
and just forced him to kill himself.
Tower is under
that's a
attack.
bit tough. We did see Mag just waiting for the entangle to hit before TPing himself out. He's able to do that as Blomberg is going to be in some trouble. He can't blink himself out just yet. Goes for a flame break, but will end up going down. It's a 3 versus 1. It was just overextending a little bit, expecting people to already have backed out of that bottom lane, but they were still hanging around there and they
Dire's middle tower
killed
is
off the
under
Batrider. It is 8-2, by the way. Of course, one of those is a suicide, but it's still not looking really good for 4FC. Gold graph going towards the 4.5k in favor of iCCup. Experience graph towards iCCup as well with 4k. And it's not looking as grim as previous game, but it's not looking good.
No, and it's sort of just the tri-lane didn't work out for them. Once they gave up, they tried really hard to force that tower. When they didn't need to, it wasn't even getting denied because that tree armor, like, whatever, it's unfortunate. But when they gave up a kill, or two, did they give up 2? It was only 1, I think, that they gave up to the Nakes afterwards. That gave Nakes level 7 when Alchemist was level 5. And that's pretty much, that lane is lost. They're not doing too well in their other lanes. Like, Tree
Radiant's bottom tower
is
under attack.
just kind of ruining bottom for Batrider, which is pretty typical. But mid was going okay for them. They could have just been like, well, at least Lone Druid's doing okay, so we can kind of rely on that. Instead, they
Dire's
forced the
middle
issue and
tower
fell.
is under attack.
Yeah, 1900 gold up on Krilly. Do you think he'll still go for the Maelstrom, or does he rather want to have that Radiance? By the way, tier 1 tower mid looks to be going down. Without that big of a fight, there's not even going to be a deny.
Dire's middle tower has
Radiant's definitely a powerful item, especially if you expect Blink Dagger to be coming out from heroes like Puck, like Enigma, maybe even Tree eventually. But he's not really close to it, so I don't know. I think he might be going for it just because he hasn't bought anything yet, and he's over 2k, and there's not a lot of other items he'd be saving up for. But I don't know if he'll actually be able to get it. He might have to end up giving up on it and going back for Maelstrom.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up going for. I think Maelstrom would be probably the better one, purely because it's needed for his team, for him to be involved in fights earlier on already, because iCCup, I mean, in tower, like, okay, it's 8-2, there's only 6 kills difference compared to previous game. It's not that bad just yet, but they're having the control. Like, they're really dominating the map right now. All the outer towers of 4FC are gone. iCCup has taken residence into the Dire jungle as well, and they're actually looking for more. They find themselves the Batrider, tries to fly away, but will not be able to do so. The Boomski looks to be going down as well. Nature's attendance might be able to keep him up in time, up enough. Is it going to be enough though? It looks to be enough. Diving past the tier 3 is gonna be indeed enough to get a kill. Double kill for Resolution in the end.
In the end, she tired.
In the end, she tired. Yep, that's
Radiant's
indeed what she
bottom
did.
tower
So,
is under
there's
attack.
gonna be a tier 2. This is just
Dire's
control that
top tower
4FC
is under
has.
attack.
There's really nothing that 4FC can do against his top lane. So they try to take something in return. They do get the bottom tower. But both Lone Druid and Alchemist, they're just not ready yet to do more. Shadowblade still being picked up by Strangby.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
has fallen.
they need to have something on those heroes. Obviously, Lone Druid wouldn't have enough, but I think they expected Alchemist to have a little bit more. And that just comes back to them overcommitting in that tri lane. It's really put them behind everywhere on the map.
Yep, and Always Wanna Fly is still going to be building a Blink Dagger by the looks of it. 1500 gold in his inventory right now. And iCCup, they're just going to do the whole starve thing again right now. Just trying to make sure that 4FC can't find any farm. And they've got 2 cores that still want to get that farm. And yes, 4FC, Krilly, it's not going to be a Maelstrom anymore. Unless he dies right now, then it might still be. But if he doesn't die, he is aiming to get that Radiance.
Yeah, and he's getting close to it, but he's spotted out. And he needs to be somewhat careful. They probably have checked to see that he doesn't have anything picked up right now, and they know what that means.
Yeah.
But Blomberg is...
Blomberg getting Dream Cold. Flamebreak is still going to be there, and he still gets picked up. Overgrowth from the low ground still hits upon Strangby. Leech cheat there as well. Here comes a cooldown. Jackal coming in from the side. Krilly knows that he has to run. It's already Strangby that goes down. Krilly, run. You want to save your gold. Enchantress gets picked up as well. That's 3 kills here on this bottom lane / Radiant jungle. And I mean, Krilly was able to get away alive, but they paid dearly for that one.
Yeah, and he still doesn't have the gold for his relic as a result. He's getting close. He should have it really, really soon. But here comes maybe Mag thinking about going for a gank.
Yep, and I think they're able to get an open wounds there. And this is gonna be Curly dead. Probably. No swap, no, it's dead. That's gonna be him having to buy something else, I think. We already see Karake in a lot of trouble as well. Will be one hit away from dying if this tree gets a hand on her. But it looks like Jack was the one to chase her down. Stick Charge is helping out a little bit, but Vengeful Spirit ending up going down. As we also see the Bat Rider dropping, and maybe even Strangby, who is in the middle of everything, gets a Malefice. Shadowblade will keep him alive. Double kill for Mac, though, as he still picked up the Enchantress. Black Hole, Lone Druid, he came back! He died twice in a row! He had 3,400 gold just a moment ago! And now he has got 24k. Did he buy back? He didn't.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yes, he did. He did, actually.
Oh, he did?
It's on
Okay.
cooldown
That
for
was
him.
a really late buyback then. Whatever, they called GG though, and yeah, they kind of were out of it at that point, and they know it. Not going to go like last game where they try and hold out for a long time, kind of needlessly.
Dire's middle tower
They don't want to deal with it anymore. Of course, this means that iCCup will join Alliance, Virtus.pro, and Quantic in the LAN finals in Kiev next Thursday already. So it's coming very close. Of course, you can find all the coverage for that on this stream as well. And yeah, I think on paper we were expecting iCCup to take it,
are under attack.
especially after last night's performance where they were able to beat Virtus.pro. But still, 4FC,
Radiant
shame they couldn't make more of a fight out of that one.
Yeah, definitely. My opinion was rooting for 4FC, betting on iCCup, and I mean that's what it went for. iCCup, they took it pretty dominant both games. That was like 4 kills across 2 games for 4FC, and like 50 for iCCup. Yeah, they look good, so hopefully they can keep it up when they go to Kiev next, or I guess 5 days from now.
Yep. Indeed. I guess it was also 4FC. It felt like they didn't have a lineup that they were really comfortable with both games. And if you're fighting up against iCCup, your laning phase has to be kind of solid, because otherwise they'll just run you over. Because they like to play aggressive, and they showed it here as well. And they end the kill score with 18-2. So looking indeed very good. We will see them again though in about an hour. They'll be up against Rockskiss. It will be the winners bracket finals of Group A for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. You can watch that here, of course, as well. I will keep the stream on actually, because why turn it off, right? So yeah, Kanaz, thank you for joining me. Do you have any shoutouts or plugins that you want to do?
Shout out to Skype for making me sound like a robot. And
Awesome. Yes.
I think that's about it for shoutouts. And if you like my casting, you can catch me on twitch.tv/Kanazda, or follow me on Twitter at KanazDota.
Yeah, so do that, people. Follow people on Twitter, just in general. Follow all the Dota2 people on Twitter. It helps a lot for growing the scene. It might sound stupid, but it actually does help. Like sponsors and organizations, they look at that kind of stuff. So Twitter followers helps. So that is Kanaz Dota with a Z in the middle there. On Twitter for Kanaz, and for me is SheeverGaming. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter there as well. And we will jump ourselves out of this game into a different in-between screen thing, and into the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament pause screen. How awesome is that? Stick around, and there we go.